Barcelona won, Real Madrid 2, and it once again happens that Real Madrid managed to win the game in the El Clasico for the fourth consecutive time. The last time we won was in 2019, when of course they didn't have Ronaldo and we did not have Lionel Messi, and we won 5-1. But since then, we've been so average against Real Madrid that it's almost just a disgrace in many ways. Today's performance against Real Madrid was way more even than most of us thought. As we all know, form doesn't really matter in a game against Real Madrid since it's El Clasico, and no matter how bad you are, you can step up against Real Madrid and win. That is one thing that we all hope for. But to be very honest, and if you can just dig that from the bottom of your heart, you know the fact that you did not think that Barcelona could win today. And to be fair, you're not wrong. Barcelona were so average today, along with Real Madrid. We had some chances. Dest had an absolute sitter of a chance in the first half he managed to miss. And because of one absolutely brilliant moment in the first half from David Alaba, Real Madrid took the lead. It really should have been 1-0, even 2-0 to Barcelona with that PK header in the first half. But once again, we're proving that we're an average, very average squad with very average players and young players. Now, this is the problem that we've been consistently seeing over the past few years. Messi has really bailed us out of all of these situations because of his individual quality. But if you look at the team overall, there are really no one that can finish the chances that we're creating. There's no doubt that we were better than than Real Madrid today. It's very obvious if you look at the game and if you look at the way we played. We controlled the game in many ways. Real Madrid were so sloppy, yet we didn't utilize that, which is a thing that's extremely concerning. Because when a Real Madrid team that were so poor today are able to basically cut us open and win 2-0 right until the end, the last minute, that's concerning since that proves the fact that against better opposition like Bayern, which we'll face in December, and like other opposition, we could get ripped open. Like it could be 5-6-0. And that's the common theme that we're seeing here in these games. Barcelona against better opposition are going to be ripped open. Yes, the results against Valencia and Dinamo Kiev were good, but the time where we can really see the quality that Barcelona bring is against the better sides. And what happened? Against Juventus in that second leg last season, we did not do well. Against PSG, we were not clinical in the second game. And in that first game, even with Lionel Messi and Pedri, we lost 4-1. To add to this, against Bayern, we lost 3-0. And if you look back last year, we lost 8-2 against Bayern. The common theme in all of these games is we've had Messi or Suarez bailing us out of these situations. But as a team overall, in terms of just how we're playing, we are average. And it's proved once again another big game. Real Madrid were average today, and we should have capitalized on that. But it took us so long. It took us until Real Madrid scored their second goal to really have a response and get a goal. And that's once again due to Sergio Aguero. But my point here is that Real Madrid were better than us in terms of finishing. But in terms of how we played, we were better than Barcelona. We were better than Real Madrid. And we should have taken that into account because Barcelona were better than Real Madrid today. Even though Real Madrid were coming off a 5-0 win against Shakhtar Donetsk, we proved that we can be a good team in the attack. And this game was not really about tactics because I think we tactically did better. Yes, there were some bad performances from Oscar Mingueza in the first half, and Ansu Fati and De Jong had poor games today, but I think overall, tactically, we set up correctly. We managed to isolate Vinicius Jr. in that second half. Benzema had almost nothing to do the whole game. Courtois had a lot of opportunities where he had to clear the ball. And in terms of Ter Stegen, he hardly touched the ball for the whole of that first half. In the second half, we brought on Coutinho. Coutinho played exceptionally well in terms of what he could do in midfield. He was able to get a few chances, but he's still very rusty coming off another injury. And so we're really not able to capitalize. Now, unless we get a proper striker up front as a replacement for Aguero, there is no way that this team can actually succeed against the bigger teams because, let's face it, we're average. We have a striker in Luke de Jong that is so useless that just sits on the bench the whole entire game, comes on, does nothing, has a decent opportunity where he can head it and maybe try something, and he manages to head it out. That's how average this squad is. When you have a player that is the second striker for Sevilla and wasn't even able to start again for them, and now he's playing for Barcelona, just shows the state we're in. In the summer transfer window, or even the January transfer window, we need to capitalize on the better strikers. Haaland is still very much an opportunity for us to sign. And Mbappe, well, he could very much come to Barcelona as well. But with the way that it's going and with the team that we have right now, it's extremely concerning to the way that Barcelona could be playing. And remember, we still have the cross fixture against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu next year, and that'll be a very interesting fixture to just see how Barcelona change or even better or worse next season, next year. But I think the concerning point in this game is the fact that even though we played considerably well, especially compared to our opposition, we were not able to be clinical and put the chances that we created. And in a day where we're playing well and not winning, it's really concerning to see in a day where we're not going to be playing well, and just to see what kind of result there will be. Because Barcelona right now are in a horrible situation. We're 8th in the table. Yes, we have a game in hand to Osasuna, but still, we are in a horrible position for where Barcelona will be. And I'll be very honest, although I did want Ronald Koeman out for several parts of the season, I don't think a managerial change will necessarily make a difference, since the squad we have is very young and is at the moment very average. And unless we do something spectacular, I don't see us challenging in Europe. I don't see us really challenging in the league. And yes, I think we'll get some good results here and there, but consistently we will not be able to compete with Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid and these other clubs that are emerging, like Real Sociedad, Sevilla, these kinds of clubs. It's going to be very difficult for us to compete. So, as a Barcelona fan, I'm not exactly that optimistic, but I'm still hoping with some of the most talented youngsters in the world like Ansu Fati, Pedri, Gavi, and still Dembele and Araujo to return, maybe we could do something special. But for that, a lot of things need to go right. And based on today's performance, that doesn't